Hey guys, Kenny Wisdom here, back for another Pokemon trading card game online tournament. This time we'll be playing the Raichu Crobat deck that it's based on the deck that Ross Cawthon played in Madison, Wisconsin to a top 8 finish. Not Ross's deck list, haven't spoken with Ross at all about the deck, but this is just kind of a deck that's similar to it, and that's where I originally got the idea. As you can see, the deck is mainly based on Raichu. Powerful non-EX Stage 1 attacker, Circle Circuit, is an efficient attack that hits Rayquaza EX, the colorless version, for weakness, and additionally, we can abuse Skyfield to put up to 8 Pokemon on our bench to power up that Circle Circuit attack. So the important thing here is that Raichu can do 160 with 8 Pokemon on the bench. Slap a Muscle Band down, it can do 180, which will knock out most EXs, including Seismitoad EX, although it is difficult to get the Muscle Band down before the item lock happens. And like I said, one hits Rayquaza, can do a lot of damage, is a non-EX attacker, is just huge. And its partner in crime here, we have Crobat. Both Crobat and Golbat can place damage counters when you evolve into them, which will help you hit those numbers like I was saying. Oh no, you don't have a Muscle Band versus Seismitoad? We'll slap a Golbat down, that's a KO. You stumbled a bit and didn't get your Raichu out early enough, and now you need some surprise damage. You have 4 Zubats, evolve a bunch of them, that's a KO. You're playing a deck that plays, against a deck that plays Shaman EX. Well, let's spread some damage on it. Let's, hit it once with a Raichu or an Eviltal, they retreat it, you evolve into Crobat, knock it out. Speaking of, we have Eviltal in the deck, an efficient attacker. One of the things I feel like a lot of people forget, because Eviltal hasn't been as big lately, at least in Standard, is that Eviltal is the best attacker in the game. It's so powerful, it's so oppressive. You put down a DCE, a Muscle Band, and a Darkness on Eviltal, you're doing a bunch of damage. You can continue to put more energy on it. You can bounce the energy off with Y-Cyclone to a Raichu when you need to. It's just a very powerful attacker, and in a deck where we are only running DCEs, and we can kind of pick what color we're running, we definitely want Absol. We have two executes rather, just help with discarding things. You can also propagate them back onto your bench when you need to hit with a bigger Raichu. And the rest of the deck is pretty standard. As you can see, we've got Junipers, Ends, Colress. We have higher Colress, lower Ends. Usually you are not going to want to end because you're going to be taking more prizes than your opponent. Colress is really good because you're loading up your bench. Scoop Up Cyclone buys back the Zubats. Muscle Band, as I said, essential to the Raichu strategy. Pretty standard stuff going on here. The one card that I would like to try in the deck, actually there's 2 cards. The first card is Absol with Cursed Eyes. You put onto your bench, you can move 3 damage counters around your opponent's board. I think that's really huge with a Zubat and with those Shaman knockout interactions we were talking about. Couldn't fit it this time, but it's something I'll definitely be exploring in the next few weeks. Just a single card slot I could fit it in, but I wanted to try more of a basic list this time. Additionally, Kecleon is something that Ross played to counter Rayquaza EX. Basically, Kecleon can copy the attack of your opponent's active Pokemon. So when you're running Skyfield, you're running 8 Pokemon, attach a bunch of energy to a Kecleon. It's a non-EX, trade well against Rayquazas. Didn't include it this time. Again, wanted to try kind of a standard stripped down list. That's where I always like to start when I'm testing lists or showing lists off, but definitely some of the considerations I'm going to make going forward. As you can see, Raichu here, we do not have the ability to Thunderbolt. We are only running it for Circle Circuit. That's fine. I don't think we really have the ability to wait that long. If we're going to be attaching multiple energy, we want to be attacking with an Eviltal. Raichu is very good at what it does, and it's very powerful in the right moment, and Thunderbolting is just not a realistic possibility. And yeah, besides that, the rest of the deck is pretty standard. We will be hopping into an 8-player PTCGO tournament in just a moment, so hope you enjoyed the deck review. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see me try. I really like playing these types of decks, so I'm willing to play them more often if you'd like. Ship me a list on Twitter or on a YouTube message, and I'll definitely add some cards and tinker with the deck. And see you guys for round 1.